At the end of this course, we shall be able to design this chart application using Figma, and you can be proud to be regarded as a UI UX designer. Let's get started. Open Figma and click the new design file icon. When you click it, immediately to open a new design for you. I'm going to rename that document Jewelry Chart. You want to call it your name or any name that you know that you'll be proud of anytime you make up this chart. I'm going to call it Jewelry Chart because I like my name. The next thing is a frame. A frame is the interface we want to design on. I'm designing on iPhone 14. I'm going to rename that first frame login, because we have two frames, a login and a chart. Yeah, I'm going to rename this first one as login. Then after that, I'm going to create a new background using a rectangle tool. Click and drag. After clicking and dragging, yes, we centralize it both vertically and horizontally. Then after that, we are going to add a corner radius of 25 to that rectangle. That rectangle is going to act as a mask to all our contents in this login page. Then we are going to use the pen tool to create a brand curve, where our logo and the name of the company is going to reside. You use pen tool for that. We drag that curve into the login frame. Then after that, we'll have to give it a color. Yeah, a color. Before I give it that color, I think that curve has a stroke. I don't like that stroke. Let's remove it. It makes it ugly. Boom. Yeah, we take it off. Then we are going to give it a color. The color we are going to use is, we're going to merge two colors together. So we're going to use linear gradient. Linear gradient is when you use two colors in one shape linearly. You're going to use the light shade of green and a very dark shade of green. But I would like the darker one to be at the top though, but I think this is good. So I'm going to switch the knobs, one to the left, the other to the right. Then I'm going to touch the blending small, then change the angle a little bit. I think that is very fine. Okay, now the next task we have is to duplicate this curve. So I'm going to right click and copy. Yep, after copying, I right click and paste again. Now I have to copy. Let me realign this curve. One should be a little bit above the other, so that I need this overlapping a little bit. Then the next thing is I'm going to create an effect of shadow. If you click the first one, click effect, immediately adds that shadow. Even the second one, I'll do the same and click effect, and it will add a shadow to it. Anyone you click and click that effect, you add a shadow to it. Now, but that top one, it's very sharp. The shadow is very sharp, so I'm going to increase the blurriness and reduce the opacity. So I click that light sign, then I'll reduce that opacity to 20, and then increase the blurriness to, I think, let's say 6 is fine. That is okay. Now I think that is okay. Then the next thing we are going to do is we want to mask those whole thing inside the rectangle. So we'll make sure the rectangle is at the bottom of the whole layer. Then we'll select all of them by using shift and selecting all. Then right click and use as mask. If you click use as mask, immediately everything will fall into that rectangle. Everything will fall into that rectangle. All those things you select first, and that is what we want. But first, the artboard or the frame want to, that white is too sharp, so we select the artboard or the frame and bring out the grayish part of it a little bit. Now the next thing we're going to do is to create, using rectangle, that place we can put in our name. Using a rectangle, we select rectangle, click and drag to the center. This is that extent here. We want centralize it vertically, so that it's centralized vertically. Yes, shift it up a little bit. I think that is very fine. Now we're going to add a corner radius of 30, so that it will be totally rounded. That's fine. Then we're going to increase the color. Should we? Yeah, is it? No, let's add a little bit of it's not fine. We don't want that shadow. I think it's color that we need to increase a little. Let's make the color a little bit darker by dragging that knob of the color down a little bit, and the value. I think that's fine. That's beautiful. Then the next thing we have to do is use the text tool to type, enter your name or enter your username, so people can, that will be an indicator. Enter your username or input, something like that. Anything, just type anything that can indicate, to centralize it vertically. And the next thing we're going to do, I think, is We are going to copy that knob and paste it again, so we use that one as a button that will click to enter the chat room. But the issue, it is too wide, so we are going to reduce the width. You hold Alt and click and drag inwards. It will help reduce or scale down. That is very fine. Okay, but we're going to change that color. I don't like that color. We want to use that gradient color again, that linear gradient, the one we use for that shape. So we choose one for light green, choose the second knob for dark green. That is fine. I think that's okay. Then we are going to enter a text into it. I think that's where we indicate where people will press and enter. We'll type enter. I think enter is a very very obvious thing. We want to enter anywhere, but we'll have to increase it. Let's say 15 is 15 fine. Increase the text to 15 at the property bar. I think 15 is not, it's too small. Let's increase it to 20 and say 20 seems nice. Centralize it at exactly, I think. Then let's increase that down to 15. Everything is okay. Centralize it vertically. I think this is fine. This is beautiful. Let's bring it down to give it that spacing. The next thing we are going to do, we are going to add that icon. We go to file, go to plugins. If you have not gotten any plugin before, you can go and click find the plugin. We are going to use Font Awesome. So you type the Font Awesome. It will help us give us those icons we'll be using in our designs. Font Awesome, it's used very widely Android app. So we click it. If you have not installed it, if you click, you see installation. Just run it. That is where we used to put all our icons, call icon or chat icon, plenty things. It's available as its CDN. You can copy and put it in your website, in your application. That's why I like it. So we are going to look for an icon called chat. So you can search here, type chat. Let's use the first one. You see Snapchat and other plenty chat there, but we want to use that first one, so we just click it. It will appear as a dark. Click and drag it to the brand side. Increase the scale it by holding shift, then change the color to white. That's what we're going to do. Yes, that's very fine. The next thing is the name of the brand. We call it Jewelry Chat. What's the name of your own? I'm going to call my Jewelry Chat. So I'm clicking the text to click there to type Jewelry Chat. That's fine. Try to centralize it vertically. Scaling it's not going to work here. We're going to just use the text font width to font size. Then we centralize it again. Bring the brand down a little bit. Centralize it vertically. I think that's fine. Increase it a little bit, a bit reduce. It's too small. Let's increase it. This is not bad, so that it will not overshadow the brand icon or the logo. This is not bad. This is okay. The next one we're going to do is I think this is fine. This is okay. Let's play it and look at how it looks like. If you click play, it will. Let's see how it looks like on a phone, on a real phone. Boom. This is our first page we have completed, and I think this is okay. Is there another thing we need to do? The next thing is that we use the rectangle to create that Android or phone navigation bar, but we are going to change that color. Let's increase it. Navigation bar, yeah, back, menu, home. We are going to use the main color that we use, which is the green. So we use the pen tool to pick a color from there to automatically copy the color and make it its own color. Pen tool in the color panel. Then after that, we are going to make those three navigation equipment for phones: the circle, the rectangle, and all those things. Now we're going to use I think normal rectangle is what we're going to use. Yeah, that's fine. So we can go back, select menu. Let's use circle first for that center one, which is home. Click and drag. I think that color is fine. Reduce it and let it be okay. The color is white, is fine like that. Then the next thing is that rectangle too. Let's align it vertically, rectangle to by the left. So I think it's okay that size. Try to bring them together a little bit. It's very far away. Make sure they are of equal width. We're going to use 20, a bit 25, a bit that. Let's use that size and reduce that whitish color. This is not bad. This is okay. For the menu, always open apps. The next one we're going to do is the back icon. Go and use pen tool to create a triangle that is pointing towards the left. Yeah, the pen tool is a very handy tool that is used almost in all graphic designing softwares: Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, Adobe XD, even in video editing tools. So after doing that, we're going to select a color for it. We're going to use a pure white color, just like the other one. I think that's fine. But we have to resize it so it matches the dimension of the other two icons. That is the home and the open apps, task manager app, or these things. This is okay like this. Let's play it and look. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Now we have concluded our first page. Congratulations. We are going to do the next page.